Coach. Thanks. We're about 12 miles south of the future home of the Chargers at the current home of the Chargers, and that's Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Denver Broncos and our home team. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
Down. 50, plant.
Hey, watch the ball.
Protein spill.
SOS.
Melvin Gordon, the two-time Pro Bowler. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
65.
Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Philip Lindsay. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. Well, we talked about Philip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018, the Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Philip Lindsay. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On second down, a run with Lindsay. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Oh, yeah!
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10.
Let's go.
So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down.
Set, ready? 10 Tucson.
Mike's 56.
We own them. We own them. Get it.
Now Gordon on first down. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
Ready?
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again.
They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 3rd down, here's Lindsay. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Come on, set. 60 yard.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Here we go, here we go. Under.
Now a carry by the third-year man. This is Austin Eckler. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's a 2nd and 7. Completes it to Jennings. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
53 is the mic.
General West.
That's the pass.
Let's go.
They go play action here on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
On the double.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Herbert. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
Ready. 18 Gator.
Watch tight, watch tight.
80 weapon.
Tight end right.
Snap.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Herbert. Now he's going to go up top over the middle. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jerry Tillery brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Hey, keep it up, keep it up. 56, Mike, 56, right there. 56.
Here's Locke.
Watch the run.
Flush to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
Even after the penalty, still a full 7 yards to go on 3rd down.
Bravo.
56, 56.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down.
Touchdown, defense.
And the throw there going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Charger drive about to get going. They trail 3-0 after the INT last time led to a field goal, but now another fresh start here, 1st and 10. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Get him, boys. Get him, boys.
50, plant.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Odd. 3 down. Odd.
Ready, set.
53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't
Off play action. Herbert.
You don't want it.
Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. And down he'll go at the 25.
Okay, baby.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Big dribble.
Throwing on first down. Herbert. Under pressure, and down he goes. The 305-pound defensive end, Jarrell Casey, gets the sack.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think he might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw down.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Von Miller, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Ty Long now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Fielded at about the 28. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
Come on,
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
Come to my world. Greystone travel. We want it. Come to my world.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon.
Run.
There goes Melvin Gordon. And all the way home for a Bronco score.
Yeah, scored.
Melvin
Touchdown,
Gordon,
baby.
his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. Well, a lot of things have to go right for an option pitch to be successful. Everything lined up there on the long run.
It does, because you have to make the proper read. It doesn't matter what guy you've decided is going to be read on the defensive front. You still have to execute it. If he comes to the quarterback, you saw there, pitch it out to the running back, and off he goes. A lot of teams don't like to run the option because they don't like having their quarterback hit.
Here we go.
Let's go now.
The Charger drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Buying time to his left. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he had been able to haul that one in.
Escaping the pressure right. He'll run it, and he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
Ready?
That's it.
Blue draw corkers.
Big hit.
On third down, here's Eckler. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on fourth down. Here's Ty Long now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Give them 14 yards there and a Denver first down. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
They look to throw. It's Locke. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
To throw again on second down. Locke. And that's caught inside the 35. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A huge play there for Denver. 45 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
56.
Locke now on 1st down. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Locke. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
There we go.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
All day. Woo! Let's get it.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
One more time with Lindsey. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Broncos push further out in front. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it. I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Looking to throw. Herbert. This pass to Jennings, and he makes the catch. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run here with Eckler. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Ready, ready. 60 yards.
So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
We're going to work.
The Charger drive about to get going. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. 2nd down and inches, and caught by Henry. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. He'll field this at the 5. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A pitch back, and he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield, and he's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
On 3rd down, Locke. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Charger drive about to get going. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
On 2nd down, Eckler. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
50, plant.
Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Ready.
To throw on third down. Herbert flushed out right. He's got his man. It's Williams. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. He's the guy, Mike Williams, that the Chargers took 7th overall a couple of years ago. Battled injuries as a rookie, but in full health last year, he caught 43 passes with a knack of really finding the end zone. 10 of those 43 catches went for touchdowns. A.J. Boye up to make the tackle.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw. Herbert. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the third quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. Fielded at the 20. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 38, Locke. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 23 yards the pickup there.
56.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Hey, wahoo!
Mike 56, Mike 56.
Lock now on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Mike's 56.
After the sack on first down, Locke firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
Fire.
On third down, Locke. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down. Locke now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Locke. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
2nd and 11. And they're going to to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. So a failure there to get rid of the football. I don't know in the end that it's going to matter much here with this game, but it yields another 2 points.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. It may not matter a ton with the deficit that's already there, but like my old coach used to say, it sure ain't going to help.
It doesn't help indeed. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
218, chopper.
On 2nd and 9, Lock. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Right there, 56.
To throw it is Lock. Oh, and he'll just get rid of this one deep. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos push further out in front. McManus now for the extra point. And that will bump the lead up to 26. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. 2nd and 4. And this one complete to Reed. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
Kill, turn up. Kill, turn up.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
8, Reed. General West. Boom! I see it.
Off the play fake. Herbert. He'll get this to Eckler. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 9.
Hey, Echo. 5.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. And that is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game. how they've managed to keep control of this game. And then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56.
Go.
I got you.
Hey, rough the hook.
On 1st down, Locke.
Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball right here.
Going right side here, and that's complete. Just a yard on the catch there.
Yeah,
It'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
56. Check 56.
Ready.
To throw on 3rd down, Locke. And he finds Hamilton. That's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Denver has the 1st down, the play going for 15 yards. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch the slant.
Smoke.
56.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke.
They can't hang with us.
Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down.
15 line.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Hey, foxtrot.
56 to Mike. 56 is the Mike. I got you. Whip. Watch the whip. He's coming. Double up. Coming, double up.
Block again here on 2nd and 10. The ball comes out and picked up by the Chargers.
Going the other way.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time. Tries to hit Jennings, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro linebacker. It's Von Miller. And he takes this one back into the end zone.
Touchdown.
And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Extra point from McManus is good, and that will extend this big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
On the ready. Greystone travel.
That's it.
Take go.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And he'll get credit for a punt inside the 20, not by much, but inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? Just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Now Locke. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. So this one will